What is it that's so appealing about skydiving onto an island full of weapons with 99 like-minded killers? Is it the rush of racing around unarmed to find a gun? The adrenaline of getting shot and not knowing where it's coming from? Or maybe people just like running? Whatever it is, Battle Royale games are the hottest trend in gaming right now, and we want to know why. This week, we're talking about Battle Royale games at E3, God of War 4, and Peterson and I review Far Cry 5. You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
I'm Peterson.
Spencer here.
And I'm almost out of breath. That's like a long hook.
You had some real serious tonal changes. You were going through all the registers.
I couldn't have done that any longer.
Loved that.
I was like, I can't wait till I'm done.
That was a performance piece.
Well, you wrote it, so...
I know. I'm going to start writing shorter ones.
This is some podcast you can listen to.
Actually, what was impressive is usually we have to do a re-record of the long ones because JD will, mess up right near the end.
Yeah, because it's hard.
This time he's
you looked into the 3-Bit Gamer Show.
I did an intro one time. It was super easy.
You did it. It was like half a sentence.
We stole the
intro. Yeah, it wasn't good. So
it was pretty good.
Do you want to just jump right into Kudos?
We
have a lot.
We have a lot. So let's do some Kudos.
I want to start because I went and saw a movie that I helped produce. Puff out my chest.
Sounds like a bad movie already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Super
out.
Troopers 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
I did
You did the Kickstarter?
I did they had an Indiegogo back in 2015, like February or something, and I kicked him $200.
Really?
It was the only time I've ever kickstarted or Indiegoed anything.
That was the
Holy
thing.
crap.
He was like, I'm stamping it. Putting my stamp of approval on Super Troopers 2.
All my chips in. This is the one.
Well, you guys know this about me, and I don't know. I think we've talked about it. I am a movie rewatcher.
Yeah.
To like a disgusting extent. And I have seen the first Super Troopers film at least 100 times.
And he says that.
I'm not joking.
And people are like, oh, there's no way. No, he watches and listens to movies all the time, and it's the same movies over and over and over and over. He's seen multiple movies more than 100 times.
Yeah.
Or listened to them.
There's a website called listentoamovie.com, and ever since I started my professional life back in like 2009, it has been kind of just a fallback. If I'm ever doing data entry, I'm ever some days the job, you're like, today's the job.
If you're doing like the mindless stuff,
I'm doing
I usually
Excel
throw
today.
on some music or
you
something.
put on music. I put on movies, and it only works with movies you've seen a lot, where your brain can fill in all the scenes. And lucky for me, there's a lot of movies that fit that bill. Office Space.
And consequently, his data
Super
entry is
Troopers.
really bad.
No, my data entry is on point.
It's all over the place. So what do you quantify as a movie you have, quote unquote, seen a lot of times? For me, that's maybe 3 times. If I've seen a movie 3 times,
I know, like
I've
7 times. Like, holy crap, I'm seeing it way too much.
So like 20 times. 30 times.
I mean, yeah, like when I'm saying I've seen it a lot,
times.
it's like over 50 times. That's
Oh
when
my
I'm
gosh.
classifying that I've seen the film a lot. And
That's crazy.
You guys,
There's other movies.
I'm gonna run some math real quick. That's a lot of content.
I mean, I've seen a lot of movies. It's not like I'm not watching movies at the expense of these ones that I'm watching. It's just that like they have. So here's a couple. I made a list of my top 100 movies, and I realized that most of the list are just movies that I've seen 1,000 times.
Or not very good movies.
Rude. Office Space, Good Will Hunting, Shawshank Redemption, Cool Runnings, Surf's Up, The Saint with Val Kilmer. These are just like movies. Some are from my childhood.
Wait. Did you sneak a Surf's Up in there? I hear a Niner in there.
You know what? Surf's Up is number 3 on my all-time favorite movies.
It is his
all
number
time.
3 movie.
It's listed under comedy instead of the garbage genre.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
That
seen
is
it.
you can't judge
I've
it.
seen it,
Dude.
and
You know
it
what?
Wasn't
It
memorable.
beat, hey!
I can
It
judge
beat
it.
out the Simpsons movie for an Oscar nom.
Okay, goodbye. I'll see you guys later. This has been a great cast.
Talk to the Academy. It's not me. I didn't make that decision.
Hey, I don't. The Academy. Give me a break on these guys.
That
They
was the
can't
year
get
that they
anything
gave
right.
out 10, I believe 10 nominations, and it still beat out the Simpsons movie. So
Forget about it.
maybe you should see
JD
it.
loves Surf's Up.
I love
So if
Surf's
you
Up. It's a
watch
good
an
movie.
Hour
It's got
and
the dude in it.
45-minute movie 100 times.
They're closer. Most of them are closer to 90, but go on.
10,000 minutes of
Minutes.
of
How many
content.
hours is that?
No problem.
10,000 minutes?
Just
You
one
can't
second.
talk to me in. That's a lot of seconds, JD.
Giving it to me in picoseconds.
75 hours.
175 hours.
That's not that long.
A lot of time.
That's like a good video game.
That's like how much PUBG I've played this year.
Yeah.
That's how much PUBG you played yesterday.
And if you're like
This
if
year.
you're like JD, you can either watch The Saint for 175 hours or you can play 175 hours of PUBG. I'd be like, have you seen The Saint? Val Kilmer, Elizabeth Shue. I mean,
Good Elizabeth Shue. and
good
Val
Elizabeth
Kilmer.
Shue. Good Val Kilmer. Yeah,
Okay.
before the
so
before the weight
your
gain.
kudos goes to Super Troopers 2.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, so I obviously any film that's on my list, if they made a Saint sequel and it was Kickstarted, I'd kick
jump
them
right in.
$200. I mean, I feel an obligation to something that it's given me that many hours of entertainment, and so I was like, here's $200. And then I felt like I did because I sat and waited for 3 years. That's a long time to see $200 just out of your bank account and nothing coming back in.
That is the problem with Kickstarter. I feel like they could. I mean, it's tough to quote unquote improve it, but there's typically a huge delay because you're funding the development for a lot of these projects, right? So I've done a couple. I got into this a few years ago. I did some cast iron skillet pans,
I've been hearing about those forever.
which I love. Filled Skillet. Thank you, Filled Skillet, for sponsoring this episode. And
day.
a couple of board games based off of recommendations from different people. And so I'm interested to see where those go. That is more of a long play.
Yeah. And that's what this one felt like, and I was a little worried. And then I had my shit starts showing up in the mail. Now I'm supposed to get a billion things. I'm talking like the aviators, like they wear in the movie, T-shirts, signed posters, signed DVDs of both films, signed posters of both films, like a mustache, like a porn star mustache. I got all this stuff, and
You did get it?
yeah, it started to come in. I haven't gotten the posters or the DVDs yet.
trickling
It'll
in.
trickle in over the next couple months. And so I was wearing my T-shirt, and my brother saw it, and it just says Vermont Highway Patrol on it. And he goes, "What the hell are you wearing that for? Why are you wearing that stupid shirt?" And I explained this, and he's like, "Oh my god, can I come see that with you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then my dad jumped on, and so at this point, I'm a little nervous. Because this was like my own sick little.
Now you have expectations.
I have
of other
expectations,
people.
and I just wanted to go enjoy it by myself. And so I ended up going to see this movie with Jenna and my dad and my brother. And I'm talking within the first like 5 minutes, all of us are in stitches. Now, my dad is kind of he's a pretty stoic guy. And you don't see him like burst out laughing that often.
He likes a good funny, though.
Yeah, he likes a good funny. And my brother's very, very cynical. And so that combo and I don't know, and I didn't think it was Jenna's brand of comedy, but all of us were just laughing like right from the get-go, and we laughed through the whole film. It was really, it's got Rob Lowe in it. It's got
There's your bar for a quality film right there. It's another Rob Lowe pick.
did you miss Tommy Boy, or was I the only one that saw that one? Go to hell. He was so good in Tommy Boy.
So good. That was the first thing I think I ever remember
Tommy Boy's,
seeing him in.
I think so too. Tommy Boy's on my list.
Okay, we're going back to the list for Rob Lowe filmography. Just a minute. We'll find some stinkers.
So it was like a lot of the good jokes. There weren't that many callbacks. It wasn't like they were relying on it exclusively. Like I don't know that my brother or my dad has seen the first one for 10 years. But
Well, yeah, a lot of comedies do that. Like there'll be a successful
Like
comedy,
Anchorman 2,
and then they do number 2, and it's just like
just
a rehash of the
callbacks.
first
Oh,
one. Or
but Anchorman
the
2 was
Anchorman
so
2 was
bad.
unwatchable, and the other one
Yeah.
for me recently was Dumb and Dumber 2. Like I watched
Can't do
20
it.
minutes, I was out.
No,
But this
So
one
bad.
is good. I got to give strong kudos. I know it's got a terrible score on like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb,
it doesn't matter.
but so did the first one. It is good. It is, if you liked the first one at all, if you like kind of just dumb physical comedy, you'll like it. It's really, really funny.
Super Troopers 2, the JD stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval. And I was worried.
Featuring
but seeing,
Rob Lowe.
Yeah, it has
He was in
Rob Lowe.
2016 Monster Truck. Horrible.
Dude, did you
Come
not
on.
like him in Parks and Rec? I just don't know where this
Yeah, like-
this aggression is coming from.
Parks and
Well,
Rec, man.
I'm not saying he is in Parks and Rec. He is in a lot, and I actually like Rob Lowe. It was just like this little nugget that you threw out to get
He
everyone
plays
on
a
board.
Canadian guy with like an over-the-top Canadian
Canadian Rob
accent,
Lowe?
and he boxes a guy's penis gently in like the first 10 minutes. Yeah, it is super funny.
That's
He's like,
JD's,
"Hey,
that's
boink, boink,
JD's
hey,
type
boink,
of comedy
boink."
right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's dope. Anyone
man.
else got some kudos?
I do. I have to give kudos. You know, I was even debating whether I should do this or not, but we love talking snacks.
Love snacks.
And I have
cannot wait.
Arguably too much.
Dude, we are prepping for the spin-off Snackcast. And
Snackcast.
Spencer's not invited because he's so negative about
He
it.
hates all our snack talk.
Listen,
Listen,
snack talk. Oh, can we just call it Snack Talk?
Snack talk with JD and Peterson.
Please, someone in the audience, hurry and buy the domain for Snack Talk.
Snacktalk.com.
Spencer's buying it right now on his phone.
Done.
So listen, JD, I have to. This kudos partially goes to JD and Trent.
Boo.
It's a Chinese site. Snacktalk.com.
Snack
They
talk
just
Inc.
sell like dried Chinese goods.
They just show seaweed wrapped snacks. No, so there's this snack JD and Trent told me to try. It is CheezIts, but it's the CheezIts with the little ridges on it. What are they? They're CheezIts
Grooves.
CheezIt Grooves,
Oh yeah.
hot and spicy cheddar.
How can you forget the
Okay.
name? You have a box in front of you at all
How
times.
can you forget the name?
No.
If you have a snack
So-
that has a name longer than 6 words, I'm out.
So no, here's the thing. They
Well,
told
good,
me to
this
try
is only
this,
4.
and I was like, "Oh, I love cheese crackers. Like Goldfish are one of my favorites. Cheez-Its are low on the list." But I was like, "Fine, I'll try this." So we were driving to Wendover
To Campbell.
and I was like, "Hey, I'll get some of these." They're at the gas station. So I stop and get some. Incredible. And
This happens every time
They're
you get a snack
life-changing.
on our way down to Wendover. Because the last time was the coffee M&Ms.
was the M&Ms.
Yeah, dude.
No, these are life changing.
Those are really
these
good.
Yeah.
these Cheez-It Grooves are now a staple in my house. That's the only snack I want to eat at night when I'm like I need a salty snack. That's all I want. I made the mistake of bringing a box to work 2 days, and the first day I had to stop myself
like a
or I would have
full
finished it. They're so good.
And
Just-
you eat them one at a time.
What?
I eat them in big old stacks.
JD puts like 6 in his mouth, like it's a
Crunch.
Big Mac
I make a
style.
snack. It's a sandwich made of crackers.
No, it's me. For me, it's that you slide it onto your tongue.
He's closing
and
his
you
eyes
get-
all sensually.
and you
Okay,
get that
this is
first,
Bop It
that
2.0 there.
first little bit.
Crunch it. Crunch it.
We're not doing phrasing anymore. I
No,
take
you
the
slide
snack,
it.
the stack
Slide
of
it.
chips
Slide that
delicately.
Cheez-It grooves. When those grooves hit the tongue and the
They're
seasoning,
ribbed for your pleasure.
that first bit of
I
seasoning,
can't. I can't. This is unbelievable.
one at a time. One at a time. And I'm
Thank
telling you
goodness you're
guys,
not doing 2 at a time.
listen to me.
Holy smokes.
Listeners, go buy a box of
Two
these.
at a
They're not
time,
expensive.
You don't want to be there for that.
Can't do it.
Go buy a box of Cheez-It grooves, hot and spicy
do
cheddar.
not get Cheez-It.
The
hot and
ranch
spicy.
ones.
No, they have. Oh, well, okay. There's other flavors. There's a ranch, and then there's just the white cheddar.
Yeah. They're
Buy
fine.
those and
They're
throw them
fine.
right in the garbage because they're shit. No,
Yeah.
it's hot and spicy.
Hot and spicy
or get
cheddar.
out.
And they're not super spicy. That's the thing.
No.
Like they're
And
not like spicy Cheetos where it's like, ooh, this burns my mouth.
I hate those.
It's barely spicy. Just go get them, and then
If you're thinking
this
like-
will
Gamer
change your
Show,
life.
If you're
brought
thinking
to you
like,
by
I don't
Cheez-Its.
like Cheez-Its and I don't like, what is the other ones that are like Cheez-Its?
Oh,
Nips.
nips.
If you're like, oh, I don't like those crackers, I don't think I'll like them. No, these are not like those.
No.
You have to try the grooves because the grooves are the game changer.
Just get them. I'm serious.
I hate Cheez-Its. I will
If they
not eat
discontinue
Cheez-Its.
this snack, I will end my life.
Wow. What was the
He
cause
said
of death?
He said that with so much conviction. It was like not a joke. Cause of death, sadness, a broken heart.
Why was he so
Screw
sad?
you,
He had a
Cheez-It.
family, a fulfilling career, helping
His
the
heart
aerospace
just-
industry.
His heart just gave out.
Cheez-Its.
It just gave out.
Cheez-Its.
Couldn't do it anymore.
Couldn't eat salt anymore. All right.
That was a long kudos, but we had to do it.
Arguably
Oh,
too
and
long.
really quick, just a 15-second kudos goes out to our boy Fred Durst, who is directing.
Okay, I'm for reals out. You guys
He's
carry this. I'll talk to you later.
He's directing a John Travolta movie, and John Travolta said Fred Durst was his favorite director he's ever worked with. All of this is real. Fred Durst, my boy.
Our
He's,
boy.
he's our favorite guy.
What is wrong with you people? Where are you finding
should
this
see
information
this.
on the internet?
This John Travolta
Fred
movie.
Durst fan club.
John Travolta plays like a stalker, and he's got a bowl cut. He looks like
Oh, yeah, go look
Doofus
up the
Rick.
image.
He looks like
It's
Doofus
real
Rick
bad.
from Rick and Morty. It is amazing.
Dude, how?
Attaboy,
Keep rolling.
kudos. Yeah, that's what he says as a director. They're like, hey,
rolling.
you want to cut? You want to cut? Keep rolling. Yeah!
just love his directing style. We got done with this film in like 2.5 days.
Why are you
Typically,
doing this,
is
Fred?
a month-long process.
I woke up, he was still rolling. It was great.
Did it all for the nookie.
Fred Durst is crushing it in 2018.
All right.
Okay.
Let's talk video games.
Do we have to? I think we could probably just wrap on this episode.
Absolute toilet soap.
Okay, so we want to talk. Well, I mentioned this in the intro, but we wanted to talk about Battle Royale games.
Battle Royale. It is huge right now. It is
really
taking
just two.
the video game world by storm.
It's not 2 anymore.
What else? Because it's two big ones, and now everyone's putting their toe in the water.
Radical Heights is the new kid on the block.
Free to play.
The latest
So really
Cliffy
quick,
B joint.
If you guys have been living under a rock for the past couple months, Battle Royale games are these games that drop you in the middle of generally an island or some map, and you don't have anything on you. You don't have any weapons. You don't have any armor. You don't have any gear, and you have to run around that map looking for gear and armor and whatever and guns.
Which are randomized.
And everyone else, they're totally random. It's not like they're in locations. And then everyone else is in the same situation. And sometimes there's 50 people. Sometimes there's even 100. And they've all chosen where they drop because you're skydiving onto this map.
Yeah.
And then you run around collecting weapons and then shooting people and killing people and eliminating them. And at the same time, there's a circle that is closing in on you, forcing you closer and closer together.
Forcing those interactions, right? So you're not running around or hiding for 2 hours.
Right, which is what differentiates this from other big map games.
Yeah.
Like Arma, where you're on a big map, but you could just literally sit in a
sit in the
room.
building.
There are several things that differentiate this from Arma.
Yes,
This is
because
fun.
number one, it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Not
fun.
several things that differentiate PUBG.
Yeah,
from
PUBG and
Arma.
Arma are basically like kissing cousins.
But it's
They're
really last
really,
man
really
standing.
close.
You fight until
Yeah.
there's one of you left.
Fight,
So right now,
fight.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, came out and really it's a fun game, but kind of got lucky. It just got huge.
It was timing, right? It's just one
Right.
of those things that just hit.
H1Z1 really, I think, primed it, and then PUBG just did a better job, and it got huge. And then Fortnite came out, and Fortnite was like doing good, and then
Fortnite.
it exploded. It exploded. It is huge right now. Everyone's playing.
Fortnite, I think, tapped into the Minecraft crowd as well, and it plays really well on a stream because they lean into. PUBG's all about. If you're watching PUBG streams, you're watching it for badass or crazy moments. If you are watching a Fortnite stream, you're watching it because you want to giggle and have fun. It's just fun.
Yep.
All
it's fun.
around.
It looks fun. It's, it doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah.
Which I would say PUBG does.
Yeah.
Fortnite doesn't take itself seriously. It's a fun game.
It's like watching The Simpsons versus watching like a TV drama.
Yep.
Like, they're both good, but Simpsons is more accessible because you're laughing the whole time.
The barrier to entry to Fortnite is a lot lower too. Like, it's free to play. It's huge. Middle school kids, like, they're all playing it. Elementary school
And their
kids,
phones
they're
taken
all
away.
playing it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too. I mean, kudos to Epic Games. So PUBG, I think, created this niche, if you will. Like, they created the need for this game, and Fortnite perfected it.
Yep.
They have constant content updates. They have that cartoony feel. And then they were first to mobile. I mean, that is just the stuff that
big
they're
deal.
doing with this is unbelievable. It's really a Unreal Engine 4 showcase, but now Epic is just killing it. I mean, it's wild. The story about this is crazy.
So they've done this, and now, since both of these companies are making
Everyone's
$1 billion,
like, I want to hop on this bandwagon.
everyone wants in.
Hook my game to this train.
The latest little bit of news that we had just heard recently was the new Call of Duty.
Yep.
They're replacing single player entirely.
Well, so again, to kind of go over the news, so E3 is coming up very shortly, a little
June.
more than a month away.
E3 is this huge gaming expo, basically. Lots of
That's
game
where all the
companies.
big announcements, all the biggest announcements
it's
come
like
out in
for
E3.
the start of the gaming industry's year, essentially.
Yep. So there's been some rumblings. You get a few E3, kind of leaks and teasers and whatever. And the latest is the new version of Call of Duty, which is coming out this year, Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4. A lot of people are excited about, not necessarily me, but a lot of people are excited about Black Ops in terms of how they've kind of taken this kind of gritty near future approach to it. But in terms of development and in terms of putting the game together, it sounds like, unconfirmed, it sounds like they are eschewing the typical single-player story campaign, which Call of Duty is known for, and basically replacing it with a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Well,
that is
It's
unbelievable
insane
stuff.
precedent.
I am interested to see if they still sell it at the full price of $60.
Yes, they've.
Because
Oh,
if
they
they
definitely will.
You
They're
can't.
so
You have
stupid.
conditioned people to buying Call of Duty games for almost 20 years at $60. Like, you're not going to be like, this year, just this one time, we're going to give you a little bit of a discount. Like,
I feel like I hate this move because it's like you said, it's getting rid of a 20-year tradition or a 15-year tradition.
I mean,
for a fad.
We're not holding on to the characters. We're not like a
Yeah,
Call of Duty
and it's
person.
fine. It's been on a decline for.
But some
a
people
decade.
some people only really play the first
Yep.
the single player mission.
That's tough to say with Call of Duty. I mean, yes, but the flip side of that coin is many more people.
Most people just
play the
multiplayer.
multiplayer. They never will touch a single player content. I mean, I think if you look at the metrics and stuff like that, I think for us who enjoy a little bit of both, it's definitely kind of a sad thing. And I like JD's comment, which is kind of odd.
Oh, little kudo dong.
I like a dong.
But
I mean a gong. I said gong. I said gong.
Phrasing.
we're not doing phrasing anymore. You're replacing so many years of formula and history and whatever for a fad. Because everyone's jumping on this bandwagon.
It's like, was there a Call of Duty MOBA 2 years ago? Like that's essentially the same thing.
Yep.
Well, so one interesting thing that I was thinking about was if they're going to go this route, right? A lot of the Battle Royale games are built in a way that people will be playing it for a long time. It's more of a service, right? You put money into cosmetics and you keep playing. Right? Call of Duty releases a new one every single year.
Yeah, it's a brutal launch.
Are they going to continue that if they release a Battle Royale game and it's making them a ton of money? Well, because they do have multiple studios working Call of Duty games at a time.
I just think that making a ton of money is a huge if.
I mean,
Who's
okay, so
buying
making a
cosmetics?
ton of money
Who's
is
buying
huge.
cosmetics in a
Call of Duty
game?
will be
Dude,
big.
they sold Fortnite. I understand apples to oranges, right? We talk about this. Fortnite,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
1 month.
Call of Duty is not Fortnite.
But more people play Call of Duty than are playing Fortnite.
But Call of Duty has a fan base. I think already there are going to be a lot of people that buy it and play it just because it's Call of Duty, especially Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people will buy it just because of that. But are they going to release a Call of Duty in 2019 and then 2020 if
Yes.
they've got these Battle Royale,
I think
Call of Duty
absolutely.
Battle Royale?
Well, I mean, you have different flavors, right? I hate to make this analogy, but if you look at something like the Oasis from everyone's favorite 2018 movie, Ready Player One. I don't think that's based off of a book or anything. I think it's just the movie.
Yeah.
They have all the different game worlds, right? So theoretically, you could have a Call of Duty Battle Royale in a World War II setting. Theoretically, you could have a
absolutely. No, I don't think they're ever going to stop doing an annual release. I think that's a silly assumption, but I do think this is not going to be as successful as people think it may be.
I think if they sell it for $60, it definitely won't be.
No, I think
They
this
sell
is
it for
this is
30?
going to look like Battlefront 2,
PUBG
dude.
is $30. Fortnite's free.
It's just
like
like EA
they need to
being-
sell this for $30.
that is the game changer when these companies are coming in for free. Like, how are you supposed to compete with Fortnite? How are you supposed to compete with some of these other games? Like I said, the other game that's come out recently from Cliff Bleszinski's Boss Key Studios, Radical Heights. It's gaining some traction. Ninja, the extremely famous Twitch streamer, hit that up the other day and this other game is starting to get some traction. Those games are free. So I think that is a dangerous rope that some of these companies are walking in terms of how are you supposed to compete with that?
Well, that's why I made the Battlefront 2 comparison, because they were like, we want to charge $60, but also we want to double dip and get $1 billion in microtransactions, and it backfired spectacularly.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what's going to happen is Call of Duty will roll out this game and they'll announce it at E3 and be like, look, it's $60 and you can buy cosmetics and it's all this stuff that you can buy, and everyone's going to be like, no, I'm not spending $80 to play a subpar version of Fortnite that's free.
And that's here's the thing. I'm not super excited about. I like Battle Royale. I think PUBG. I play PUBG all the time, and so
We had to stop you from playing it so we could record this podcast today.
like
pull you
I
away.
think it's a lot of fun.
Ridiculous.
But I don't think there needs to be 1 billion of them.
This is
I
not
don't
a
think
this is not a
every
fad
game
game. No.
needs to have a battle royale mode.